I'm Marney Gellner with Karl-Anthony Towns, who will officially be coached by Ryan Saunders next season. The news became official yesterday, and I know last season there was a bond between him and the players. Actually, it started years back when he was the assistant coach, but you guys really gravitate toward him as a person and as a coach. Can you describe the feelings that the players have for Ryan and the support for him as the head coach of this team?
I've said it before, I'll say it again. I mean, he's one of the greatest communicators in all the NBA, and that's his greatest strength, in my opinion. His ability to build those relationships with his players, and from previous to now to present, it's just second to none in NBA, and that's why I think so many people levitate towards him, and gravitate towards him. He's just one of those guys that when you just are around him, his aura is different, his energy is different, his positivity is contagious. So very, very blessed to have him. Call him our head coach full time, not interim anymore. And Rhino is one of those guys who's just gonna, I feel, change the league and the approach that coaches take.
You just said that his ability to communicate is his greatest strength, and he says his ability to care is his greatest strength, sometimes greatest weakness. But you guys felt that as players, the way that he cares about not only the way the game goes and the way you're playing defense, but you, Karl, as a guy and a human. How much do you appreciate that part of Ryan Saunders?
I mean, it's a huge, huge plus. I mean, I've had days where me and Rhino are just on the phone and we're just talking about absolutely nothing about basketball for 45 minutes, and we're just laughing and having a great time. So it just shows you who he is as a person. Ryan is one of those guys that not only are you calling him your head coach and your leader, but you're calling him your best friend. So it's going to be awesome to see my best friend on the sideline every day and be able to talk the game of basketball, which we both love tremendously.
That's awesome. You started something last season as a team with him. The chemistry started. The cohesion started. What did you like about whatever happened last season in that area that you know can continue into this season and you guys can really build upon?
I think the biggest thing the fans and us as the players and as an organization we saw is obviously with Rhino we played a little bit faster. We were trying to move it a little bit higher pace. Trying to do a little more things freely, and being able to call the game as players out there, was such a new thing to us. So it's going to be awesome to take a lot of the great things we've done last year, especially at the end of the year, and bring it into this year. There's a lot of great positives if you watch the tape that we've done. Obviously, there's also negatives, but the thing is there's so many new things that we could take into this offseason, and with a new approach and time for Ryan to build his formula of success and to implement his game plans, we're going to be just that much better.
One final question for you. You are a well-dressed man. You're always well put together. Now, your head coach, he got some fashion and some flair to him. How do you feel about being a player who's pretty fashion savvy now with a head coach that might be challenging you each and every night?
I see. I mean, you see him with the suit game. His suit game is very strong. So it's always good, when you have your head coach looking fly just like his players. And I'll tell you one thing, though, and put this down on the record, I think Ryan Saunders is the biggest sneakerhead of all the NBA coaches by far. And
Really?
I think this upcoming season, this offseason, he's going to show it. I think that's going to be his niche. I think that's going to be his niche to all the other coaches in the NBA, is that when you see him, you always see him with a new pair of Jordans. You always see him with the highest heat in the world. So he's a guy that's going to, like I said, he's going to change what the norm is for a head coach.
Shoe game strong.
Shoe game is very strong.
Karl, appreciate your time. We look forward to seeing this Timberwolves team from here on out.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Karl-Anthony Towns.